Cool. Last session, we picked up midway through your combat with the Married and the Hydra, or rather late into that combat, I suppose. You were able to dispose of the Hydra, following Carl having followed Kulgar, or the ghost of Kulgar, into the side of a rock face into the cliffs. At which point, Carl found himself in the ethereal plane, desperately trying to sort of keep up with Kulgar, even as he was sort of essentially walking through what was the rocks and the mountain or cliff edge, from where you were, from the same location in the material plane. Carl did come across got into a tussle with some spiders in the ethereal plane, eventually defeating them with the help of a female named who introduced herself as Kara, who also was seemingly dead and stuck in the ethereal plane, unable to move on. She offered to take Carl to meet with a few of her companions who were also stuck in the ethereal plane. That led to Carl making friends with Kara and her two female companions, who then, during Carl's rest and sleep, revealed themselves to be a coven of hags, who attacked Carl, seemingly trying to feed on his sorrow and pain, but essentially emotional soup, if you will. And as that combat looked like it was starting to get somewhat overwhelming for Carl against the three hags single-handedly, the combat was interrupted by the arrival of a familiar-looking drow spirit in the ethereal plane. Zerviel interrupted and assisted Carl in defeating the hags, and then there was a bit of a tense moment between the two as Carl tried to assess which which version of Zerviel, I suppose, we were dealing with. Eventually, becoming clear that this seemed to be the true Zerviel, the spirit of Zerviel, rather than the body, the uniter you have dealt with recently. Zerviel revealing that they have been on the ethereal plane since their death at the hands of the Garbanoids. Mentioned that on a few occasions, only for moments at most, they felt that they'd been back within their own body on the material plane. And that Zerviel was suspicious, or quite sure, that the reason they were stuck in the ethereal plane was because Harafos's use of their body required the spirit to not pass on, essentially. They were being held there for some reason. Zerviel eventually convincing Carl that the ring Kulgar was seemingly carrying to Harafos. The most important thing they could do next would be to find out where it was being delivered to, which was where we left those two on the ethereal plane. Back on the material plane, after a night's rest, the remainder of the group were contacted via sending from somebody claiming to be one of the Order of the Magi from Abahan. You were instructed to travel northwest near to the coast to search for a temple, and if you did so, this person would be able to help you and assist you with your current situation. And there was a brief usage of the sending stones to relay this information to Carl on the ethereal plane, and Carl to likewise reply that he was with Zerviel, seemingly, and that they planned to see where the ring was going, and that he would keep in touch daily, maybe at best. That seems about all his options right now. Which was where we left things.
I forgot quite a lot went on that session, didn't it? Which
Yeah.
you wouldn't think from the notes I wrote.
Indeed.
Sorry, swig and drink. Yeah, so we pick up back on the material realm. Yeah, you've been given. Obviously, you've had this message from Carl explaining that he is on the ethereal plane and tracking down the ring and has Xavier with him. Your nearest lead currently is heading northwest to this temple and this whoever this mysterious messenger from Abahan was. But I guess initially there's some anything you want to do / discuss following Carl's message.
Can we do anything? Is there anything we can do to help Carl right now, guys? Like, we can't get to him, can we? Like, none of us have a way of getting to where he is.
Unless anyone's got anything up their sleeve, they've been keeping quiet.
Had this scroll of plane shift.
I bet he's just in a pub there drinking. He's found a pub on the other side and he's just wants to chill out for a bit.
What, in the ethereal plane?
Yeah.
Do you reckon? I'm going to suggest, considering we can't do anything to help there currently, if there's a very powerful wizard or sorcerer or magic person, whoever it is, saying, come to this place and I'll help with whatever.
I've been disconnected.
I can hear you. We just lost.
Yeah, Jake just stopped mid-sentence, so I assumed I'd been disconnected.
Yeah,
But maybe it
we
was
lost
just
Jake.
Nice. He's either talking to himself or waiting for a reply.
Yeah, I wonder how long it'll be before he realizes.
We cannot hear you.
His power cut.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. He just
Oh,
put
yeah.
in there.
Nice.
Fun.
Yeah, so I guess it's if there's anything anybody wants to do, or if you are happy to head northwesterly, or entirely something else, I guess. Okay.
What do you three think you should be doing now?
Probably heading north.
What direction were you going in?
I think it was more like.
Yeah, Carl and
West.
Kulga were headed sort of inland, sort of southwest.
Okay, so we're going. Yeah, so we have to go a complete opposite direction. Well, what was the instruction? Head north.
Northwest direction, looking for a chapel or a temple.
Wait, looking for a just anywhere in the world, or is there a particular? Because we're still sort of broadly on the coast, aren't we? Or did we walk in the middle of this island? I can't remember.
Northwest would essentially run along the coast, more or less. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you're not particularly inland. You guys travelled a little inland. You decided to spend a few hours travelling on roughly Carl's Cole's sort of heading. So yeah, you are slightly inland, but you're not. I mean, you're not far from the coast.
But sorry, I guess I can't remember what the message was. Was the message implication that the chapel was in this this island on this island?
It didn't specify, to be fair. It was a 25-word sending.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I would say there is a fair assumption within the message that was delivered. Yeah.
Okay. Jake says we should go to the guy, which I assume means we should go to the chapel. So yeah, that'd be my vote as well. I think.
Cool.
But also, apparently, the whole of Lower Rye has a power cut, so that may be the last we ever see of him today.
Sounds specifically like a Jake problem. Nice.
I feel like there's a party member that hasn't got anything to control today that can easily take over.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah.
Well, just message him. I'll message him when you do stuff. He can put Discord on his phone till his phone battery goes.
Oh yeah, there you go. Great suggestion, Jake.
Yeah. So we're going to head northwest. What about Coolgar? We're just going to leave Carl to deal with it.
I guess so, or maybe this temple is where Kulgar is going.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess probably even if we were there, we can't do anything about it, right?
If I line up directions we've been told in the direction he was going, is there any chance that they could end up leading in the same sort of
Oh no,
way?
they're almost opposite directions. One's southwest, one's northwest.
Oh.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of circumnavigation for them to meet up.
Yeah. And I think for as well, like I'm somewhat skeptical. I mean, we could do it because it forces them trying to figure it out / end the world. But I'm somewhat skeptical that we could actually walk in a straight line and follow them without veering off course. If we veer slightly off course, we're going to lose them because it's just two people. We don't even have to above ground or below ground.
We tracked Coolgar for across an ocean. So.
But that was above ground, right?
Mm. But yeah, we tracked him and we tried our one attempt to get him. And it didn't work.
Yeah. Okay. You guys happy to? You guys want to head northwestwards? I assume, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So you can begin, like I say, you headed inland a little yesterday before sort of making camp. You can start heading. I mean, you've obviously the directions you were given were quite vague within a 25-word limit. Along with the rest of the message, you were really kind of left to just heading northwest and looking for this chapel or temple. What I will do is get you to make for me, those of you that are in the right plane of existence. Let's do a survival check. Mr. Nix?
I haven't got anything come through.
Just make a survival check for me then.
Okay. Hold on.
Almost
Yeah.
not worth waiting for. Nice. Cool. All right. Yeah. So you guys can start heading in that sort of direction. Like I say, you've got the general gist of it, but not much more. You've got some decent trackers with you. Elwyn has been on the Blacklands before, even if maybe not intimately familiar with every inch of the area, but at least has a rough understanding of the terrain. Yeah, you travel for a few hours. You sort of keep to a relatively, I guess, a relatively accurate northwest heading, just to sort of keep as close to what instructions you do have as possible. Not the greatest of weather, relatively wet weather, quite wet underfoot as you're sort of trudging along through.
What's the terrain like?
Currently, you're in relatively sort of open grassland. As you are, like I say, you're still inland somewhat. You can see out to the coast. There's all around the coast looks quite similar terrain to where you came onto the continent island. You can see like there's sort of cliff edges in the distance as you sort of look out towards the ocean itself. But the area where you are is relatively open, sort of hills and grass. Don't really come across anything in terms of signs of like life, civilization. There's no real buildings, anything you come across. You do see some wildlife. Most of what you see is relatively nothing really of note. You come across like some stags and a couple of wild boars. Again, nothing particularly gruesome, horrific of note. It's, for an area known as the Blacklands, this seems kind of this could be anywhere in Austria, I guess, really. Elwyn, from your time spent here, particularly as you head inland, a lot of the continent is real heavy forest or marshland. A lot of it is becomes a lot less hospitable than the area you're in currently. Yeah, you begin to hit the last parts of light for the day. At which point you can see in the distance, not too far, maybe about a mile or so from where you are, there is what looks to be certainly a handmade or sort of human-made stone structure of some type. Doesn't stand very, very high. One floor, possibly 2 floors at most. And from where you are, looks, or just from the distance you're at, you can see this looks kind of not particularly well looked after. It certainly looks like it's not a it's probably not an active use. You happy to press on, or you want to camp out?
Mm.
Yeah, press on.
Yeah, press on.
I'm gonna assume that's cool. Yeah, you guys you approach. I guess let's get the four of you to make perception checks as you arrive, just to see if you pick up on anything in particular of note. Next.
Let's use it. Come on. I just refresh it to see if it does.
Okie dokie.
There we go. It's come up now.
Tremendous. 2 and a 1. You're on form today. Yeah, so you sort of approach this. Sort of, it's still a little light out, but it's starting to get a little overcast. You can see this is a stone-made sort of temple structure. Quite beaten down. As you're now getting closer, you can see a lot of the walls are actually sort of crumbled and broken down. Some of it looks like natural, sort of just time and wear, but some of it certainly looks like it's been damaged. You can see some of the walls actually look like, you can almost sort of see like impact where they've sort of been crushed down and smashed down, sort of some kind of bludgeoning sort of brute force against them at some point in the past. For what you can tell, looks like at some point this probably would have been quite a relatively impressive structure. Stands about probably close to 100 feet from end to end in terms of sort of length. Doesn't stand particularly high, only sort of 12, 15 foot in height. But quite a well put together structure, it would seem, during its sort of prime. Elwyn, you, as you're all approaching, you with your perception check, you sort of are on the lookout for any kind of signs of life, anything like that, sounds, smells, etc.
I'm not sure I understand.
Oh, I don't know why my phone's talking to me. And yeah, there's nothing you can see some sort of wildlife around again, but nothing in particular that sort of stands out to you. You do notice there's actually around the sort of outskirts of this sort of temple building, there is what is there's kind of mounds in the dirt. You can tell that not recently. It's covered and there's even sort of grass growth over it, etc. But you can tell there's been sort of like excavation in the past in this area. And John, actually you rolled decent as well. Between the two of you, you would recognise these look like essentially this is kind of like an ancient burial type location. Not mass grave as such, but kind of like just you can see where there's been in the past clearly like almost like I guess the equivalent of like a graveyard around whatever this temple is.
Yeah, I will obviously explain it to everybody else
Yeah, that's cool.
and tell them to watch out. Oh, we have a paladin.
Oh, you do have a
I will
paladin.
say to Archer, can you use some of them godly powers that you've got there to see if there's any sort of untoward ghouls and whatnot around these parts?
He quietly nods. Is it divine sense?
Yeah, I think that's what he calls it.
Yeah.
Sam's got to be careful not to click on the button that ejects all 3 kobolds from the suit in one go.
Yeah, Arthur sort of uses divine sense. Gets no readings of celestial, fiend, or undead.
Cool, thanks.
Let's see if I can get you a little map to give a little bit more context to this, I guess. I guess he's technically not here, but so Phil doesn't just get a black screen. There's a card as well.
Oh, always watching over you guys.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. As you sort of approach, you can see. So the building is quite sort of beat down. Looks like it's far beyond sort of the signs of any kind of active use, anything like that. As you sort of get close, you're almost just sort of outside of the rain, getting into sort of under the cover of what parts some of the roof still sits on some of the areas. You can see there is some markings in the floor in the shape of a circle, not too far inside the sort of entrance of this temple structure.
Does this look arcane or divine?
From where you are currently, what'd you get? I'll take this under your last perception check rather than getting another.
Well, I mean, I can make an arcana check as well.
Yeah. This is you can. Yeah, without getting closer, it's hard to get too much detail. But yeah, this is definitely some kind of like runes or arcane runes, sort of in the floor. Yeah.
Okay, so it's arcane. Yeah, it looks arcane. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Without getting closer, hard to say exactly what the markings are.
Was this within the 60 foot of the divine sense?
Yeah, let's say yes.
Okay. Otherwise, we'll just blow another one because it's not my resource.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, be careful there. Those that up there is looks like it's some sort of arcane sigil. So I don't think it's religious from the chapel from back and when temple and whatnot. So I reckon somebody's here or has been here recently or something. And if they have, then they might still be here and they might not have good intentions. So just keep your eyes on stalks, as it were.
Is it
Can I have a-
drawn?
Oh.
Go on. No, go on.
I was going to ask if I can have a look for some tracks or anything that's around the outside of it.
Yeah, we can take your perception check again rather than roll another one. Take your last one. Yeah, you sort of how you just looking around the actual outside of the temple? Or
Yeah, I'm not going to go inside. I want to see if there's any tracks, seeing where they would have gone in or out, or.
Yeah, you sort of have a look around. You can see there's sort of just some sort of general marks of like animal wildlife. You sort of kneel down. You can actually see on the sort of steps towards the just right in front of you on the sort of entrance up to the temple itself. There is a couple. You can see what essentially like mud marks, like footprints, boot prints. You sort of put your hand to them, Elwyn. Give a sort of a quick sniff and a feel of it. They're not relatively new. This isn't like sort of the last hour or so, but there's definitely like there's been someone with like man-made clothing, boots here at least within the last day.
I will relay that information.
But the mud on this sort of boot print, it's relatively dry, so it doesn't seem like it's been within any sort of within the last few moments at least.
What size boot?
Looks like a sort of standard humanoid.
Okay.
Hmm.
Um, uh, if you don't mind, or you think it's all right, I can take a step up and have a look at this sigil a bit closer, if you like, and I'm sure I can decipher what it's all about. But just be wary, just in case I sets it off or something.
Yeah. Can I watch around him to make sure no one tries a sneak attack on him while he goes and looks, while everyone else just keeps an eye that he doesn't trip anything?
Yeah, that can be done. Yeah.
I'd like to go close enough to Arcana it and no closer.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'll let you decide how close that is, but I'll go as close as I can to get a good look, and then, but yeah, no closer.
Yeah, so you just want to get close enough to get sort of a read on what the actual what the runes are. Yeah.
Yeah, close enough to essentially be able to make an Arcana check, yes, and whatever that is, yes. I don't know
Yeah.
how far
That's
away, how big the runes are. If they're too small, then obviously you need to be closer or what have you.
that's cool. Oh, mate.
I told you, have your eyes on stalk.
Indeed.
Wow.
Yeah, you carefully take some steps forward, unaware of whether you're walking some kind of trap or what. Sort of keep an eye as you you don't even need to get that close. You sort of reach the top of the stairs and you actually you quite quickly recognise exactly what these markings are. This is these are the runes of a teleportation circle. Anyone with the knowledge of these particular runes. So each teleportation circle has there's a general sort of setup for the runes, but each one has its own sort of sequence, which are entirely unique. Anyone with the means of teleportation, which knows the actual runes for a particular teleportation circle, can transport to that circle. But this is, you don't even need to get that close with all that, John. This is absolutely a teleportation circle.
Is this the same sort of thing that you saw under the library, Elwyn says Otter?
No, that was a physical brass ring. This is actually just essentially drawings or etchings into the stone floor here.
Are the runes that are on this particular one?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, first off, I convey that information to everybody. Are the runes that are on this one? Does that mean that are the runes that are on this referring to this location? Does that make sense?
Yes.
So if I want to go to this one, I need to if I write this down, I can come back here.
Yes, yeah. If you now knew that if you have a record of these runes, and later on you have some form of teleportation, then yes, you could come to this location.
Yeah, it's not like this is essentially saying press here for wherever it is, Abahan or whatever.
It's a phone number.
Cool. All right, I'll write down the phone number.
Yeah.
And I'll say.
Can you tell if it's been used?
Oh, that's a good question. Can I tell if it's been used? To roll 20.
Yeah, yeah. So there's not really necessarily a way to tell physically, but you can sort of feel in the air around you, John. There's no sense of magic in the air currently. If it's been used with enough time that the sort of general sense around it has gone. There's no sense of anything in the air, of any sort of arcana life or anything like that. As you are sort of almost just sort of reaching out and just sort of trying to feel like the electrons in the air or the movement of any kind of force. Those runes begin pulsing, almost as if on command, as you were sort of just sort of stood there trying to sort of take it in and get a feel for what was there. And yeah, they begin pulsing for just barely enough time for you to sort of take it in and sort of take a slight step back. And then a figure appears inside of the circle. Initially, as the sort of light of the circle sort of burns, just almost sort of like you can't even quite look. You can't look directly at the figure. The light sort of just burns straight through as they're sort of appearing inside of this, and then as the light begins to fade somewhat, you can. You can see stood ahead of you a feminine elf. The light fades after a moment or two. There is a feminine elf stood ahead of you, who I guess can best describe herself.
She looks forward and looks at you. She is a high elf. Those of you that know high elves will be able to tell that she's fairly young, only 120, roughly. She's she's short, she's short and slight even for an elf. She's under 5 foot, quite slightly built. She's wearing a simple but well-made outfit of dark green and brown. She has a small pack slung over one shoulder. On the front of her tunic, just above her heart, there's an embroidered symbol of a rising sun. At her side, she's got a short sword, and there's a short bow on her pack. Around her shoulders, she's wearing a cloak that shimmers ever so slightly when you look at it, almost like a mirage. She's got dark, longish, curly hair, curvy hair. Okay, curls, I guess. And she looks over at you and says, "Greetings. I am Errand, and I've come from Abahan."
Right. Was you the one who what message? Was it me who got message? I feel like it was.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it you what messaged me back then?
That wasn't me. That would have been Calor, but he has sent me to help if I can.
Right, you are. Well, every little helps, as they say. My name's John, by the way. That's Jahan.
John.
I would say the spelling might be a bit weird to you, but I suppose it's probably quite normal. It's the way that you're used to spelling it. Obviously, over there, isn't you? So anyway, that's me, John, and I'll let the others introduce themselves.
I know your names already, John. And you must be Nix. Looking over at Nix.
Yeah, that's me.
I know Father Elwin. And of course the avatar of the High Lord. High Lord, avatar of the Morning Lord. And she bows to Artir.
Who I'm sure loves that.
The observant of you would probably recognize the symbol on her, the chest of her tunic, as the symbol of Lathander.
Oh. Which is the same as Arthur, right?
Yeah. Although his is showier, probably.
Well.
How may I have how can I help? What's
what do you know about the ethereal plane? Oops, you're an expert in it.
I'm not an expert in the ethereal plane. I have studied it.
Well, that makes you probably the expert in this party, at least.
So, why?
Well, see, the thing is, we've got. I don't know about Z, right? I only know about Carl.
No, Carl
said Z's there.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool, yeah. Well, so the thing is, we've got two of ours and one of them stuck in sort of the ethereal plane and tracking them down, and we need to really stop them because they got a ring. Do you know about the rings?
I know the ring you took from Abahan.
Yeah, well, he's got one of them rings, and it's they're quite important for this Harold or whatever. What's his name?
The Uniter?
No, Half-a-Four. Half-a-Four. Harold
Harathos.
Harathos, that's him. Yeah, him, Harathos. Well, you him, don't you?
So the ring's related to Harathos.
Do you know who he is? I didn't know who he was, but we figured it out.
An old god?
Yeah. So as it happens, long story.
Like we can.
This Harathos matey, old god, wants to not be. I don't really know. He wants to come back and kill everybody or something. Anyway, so he got our mate Z, a version of him, to do some very nasty things, which is the Uniter matey that you saw before. But he actually is a good guy, Z. But that's very complicated.
The Uniter,
matey, who's an orc with a big sword, and then we killed him. But then he went in the ethereal plane, and then we tried to take him down because he nicked his sword back, which is actually a ring, even though it's a sword. And then one of our mateys, Carl, don't you remember him? He's got a hat, a helmet.
He the most noble of you, I believe they said.
No, not him. No, that's not him. Definitely not him. I don't know which one of us is, but it's definitely not him. Anyway, him, Carl. He the grumpiest one. Slight stench of whiskey on the breath. Anyway, he
human
went in the ethereal plane trying to track down this matey boy. He found Z, the real one, not the one that Arathos got a copy of or whatever it was. And then we need to find him and bring him back into this world. And then also we need to find matey boy Kulgar, the orc guy, and get his sword slash ring and get that back and stop it getting in the hands of Arathos. That's about it, really. Oh, we're in the Badlands, which is not very nice at all.
I know where we are. And what are you planning on doing now?
There's a question.
I suppose that's what we need out with.
Sam, do I know where the Uniter was last reported?
Yes, yeah, you would do. gathering forces and seeking anyone to sort of join with them on the island of Blyburn.
Blyburn. So I will relay that information, which I think part you already knew.
Oh, so is the United still about?
The Uniter, after you came to Aberhan ahead of the Uniter. And you convinced the Order that the Uniter was coming to take the ring, and they gave it to you to take.
Yeah.
To we sent you to Lathander's
Heaven or
realm,
something.
I believe. Yeah. Once that happened, the Uniter stopped and didn't approach Aberhan.
But is he still about? Only because the reason I ask is because our mate Z is sort of the same person as the Uniter, but I'm not really sure. Maybe the Uniter is Z's body and Z's mind is ethereal plane. I'm not really sure quite how that works. But anyway, we got him. We sort of knows his whereabouts. He's broadly in this region of the world,
And he's massing forces for whatever he's going to do next.
Z? I don't think so. No.
The
Oh, you mean the Uniter?
Uniter.
Oh, I see.
Uniter's called Zivriel. Z.
No, he's not. That's a very complicated situation.
Okay. So Aberhan, after the Uniter, and after you came and took the ring, and the Uniter turned away, Aberhan has decided to do what it always does and close itself off and keep its own council. They're convinced that now that they have nothing the Uniter wants, that the Uniter will leave them in peace. But not all of us think that. There was there were ones who accompanied you, and she mentions the name of the guard that a few of you talked to that was going around with you and one of the lords. And they worry that if Aberhan decides to abstain from this conflict, to not get involved, that something as bad could happen. Something akin to the Austral Curse, something as bad as that could happen.
No, I bet so.
So
Probably quite bad, yeah. But
so they
well, that's our plan anyway. Is to I think we know our plan was to come here, and then we got you. So I suppose, yeah, not really sure. But just be very clear on the situation. There is a person on the ethereal plane called Z, who looks exactly like the Uniter, but he's not the Uniter, and he's all right. And then the Uniter, who's, as far as I can tell, not on the ethereal plane, is not all right. He's bad, but he also looks like Z. So just be careful.
Another question, Sam. Do I know anything about the current status of Karnusk?
Yeah.
Have we sent anyone there? Have we had any communication with them?
Yes. Post the situation with the party arriving at Aberhan and then leaving, Aberhan sent some agents out to Karnusk.
Mm-hmm.
Karnusk is essentially in a power vacuum currently. Appears to have been abandoned. The Uniter has not returned since he left with the party initially heading to Aberhan. And it's somewhat of a free-for-all currently, with a number of various sort of politicians and people from within the city now vying, claiming that they are the sort of rightful next in line to run the city. But the Uniter has not returned.
And doesn't appear to hold the city under sway.
No, absolutely not. No.
Okay, I will relay that,
Well,
and
good news, isn't it?
and that Shate is going to be in turmoil. I would have thought, because
That's less good news.
they're lacking a High King, I think.
Yeah, High Lord, but yes.
High Lord. It's translation from Elvish.
So just to be clear, what's your speciality? What you particularly? I mean, you come to much appreciated, but like, are you good with a sword, or is it more up here, or is it more
It's
talking to people?
more up there. It's magic. I am a wizard of the School of Abjuration. Protective magic. Things like that.
That's very helpful.
And that was that was felt would be useful to you, as it was noticed that you lacked anyone with magical expertise.
Well, excuse me. Well, no, I know my way around a few spells here and there. Gives me magical item. I'm second to none, I'd say. Although, to be fair, I couldn't do what you just did then. So,
But I can, yeah. So yes, so magic. Unfortunately, I do not have any means to move from one plane to another. Although I can perhaps.
so I can do that.
Within this plane.
We can manage that. Just only momentarily, unfortunately.
People who have studied it, we could go somewhere. I would suggest we return to Aberhan, but at the moment the help that the Order of Magi will offer is very little. And I would fear that if you were to return there now, they would want the ring returned to them.
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable assumption. Yeah.
They want the ring returned to them. Well, they ain't got it.
What have you? Well, no, have you destroyed it?
No, we give it to one of your lot. Well, one of his lot.
Agents of Lathander.
That's the ones.
What you are.
Wise. Okay. But I put my meager abilities at your service. What do we do?
Well, what would you do?
Let's grab a perception check from everyone.
It's nice to get
Plus
pluses.
you're a dick, Sam.
Hey, I'm a dick.
I don't know why. Yeah.
What have I done?
You started this session saying, "Oh, I haven't prepared. It's probably gonna be rubbish," and then dropping your character in.
Yeah, that's because I haven't prepared. That was Phil had to prepare that.
Nix, what do you look like? Do you look like a half elf?
No, I don't think so.
Human?
Yeah, human.
One of them.
I think at the moment I look human.
Yeah.
I'm what I look like on the token.
It was only about a day ago that I suddenly remembered that maybe you aren't.
Yeah, I'm. Yeah. I'm a lot of things.
Oh, Elwyn and Nyx, crikey, 23 on those perceptions. Nice. So yeah, you have a conversation with this elf who has apparently reached out somewhat on behalf of Abahan. Let me answer a question from someone. Yes, reaching out to offer their assistance in whatever is needed, I guess, in this quest to prevent these rings from going to Haraphos and dealing with the situation with the Uniter. Whilst John and Arthur are sort of in depth in this conversation with Erend, Elwyn and Nyx, you both somewhat suspiciously or anxiously continue sort of keeping an eye out around the area, just kind of staying aware of your surroundings, especially as the sort of light has sort of crept away now and you're left with just the sort of rain coming down from above. You both you both got over 20, didn't you? You both spot some movement in the shadows, actually, it seems. Just down in this sort of area here, there is you could swear for just a moment you saw sort of not even darting, but just one of the shadows just sort of moving very slightly. Before you even really have a chance to point it out, you spot on the opposite side of Erend, on the far end of this temple, there is a humanoid slowly walks up the stairs and then just stops. As Erend has her back turned and is speaking to John, this humanoid just stops at the far end of the temple and just stands still. It has what looks like very, very tattered sort of leather cloth armor, nothing particularly heavy looking. And that's about all the detail you can see in the darkness, and the figure just stops and just stands still. If either of you want to share that information, that's fine. If you don't, that's also fine. It's up to you. But you're the only
Can
two.
I know what it looks like? I know I can zoom down and see it, but can I kind of...
Beyond the description that I just gave, no. It's dark. It's a humanoid in sort of leather armor. You can see there is a sword at the side. But they don't sort of have their hand on the hilt or anything. They just slowly, just in the shadows. You've got dark vision now, when Nyx doesn't, so you have a slightly better view than Nyx does. Just slowly walk up that staircase, that sort of just the steps at the back there, and then just stop at the back of the temple, and that's it.
And I just set out halt.
Yeah. Yeah. Elwyn calls out. John, as Elwyn does, then it sort of catches your attention. Erend, you sort of turn round, and your whole group now can see there this figure in, like I say, in sort of leather armor, just stood at the top of the steps. As Elwyn calls out, it doesn't seem to react in any sort of noticeable way. it has you get a little bit of a clearer look. It even has like almost like a leather, not quite mask, but almost like a leather just helm, I guess, over the top of its head as well. And it doesn't seem to really kind of acknowledge Elwyn's call or anything. Just stands there, even as the rest of you turn and look in its direction now. Just stands and looks over.
And I just halt in all the languages I know, like one by one.
Yeah, totally.
So I get a reaction.
Yeah, you sort of start calling out in just one language after another. As you sort of work your way through your list of languages, after the sort of third or fourth time you shout out the same command, there is a voice, a vocal response this time. Calls out in common, in a language that everyone recognises. And it just clearly responds to you, Elwyn. Just calls back. You have no commands here. You come to here. You set foot on this land. The land of the one true God of Kings.
Who?
And again, just stands in this sort of quite off-putting. There's not even like a threatening sort of physical presence. There's still no hand to the sword. Like that, just stands there, hands at the side, and just looks back in your direction.
Do we know the term God of Kings? I'm assuming it means Harathos, but
yeah, that seems a very fair assumption to make. Yes.
But is it a term that we've heard before, or is this the first time we're hearing it?
I think I've even mentioned it before. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
Cool.
You would definitely know that is referring to Harathos.
Awesome.
Yes.
Aaron will look at it and just back up.
Yeah, as you take a step back, it raises its right hand, just points out in your direction, and just stands there, just finger pointed in your direction, Aaron, as you step back.
Keep looking at it.
Can I turn my armor on, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I will do one thing quick as well. Nyx and Archer, not Nyx and Archer, sorry, Nyx and Elwyn. Again, with those wild perception check results. As it just stands there, pointing your direction, no further vocal communication, anything. You keep an eye as Aaron takes these steps back, and this person just points in the direction, and then you spot again movement in the shadows to your sides. Elwyn, you look to your right, up towards the top of the map, and you can see a group of ghastly creatures of some description. Nyx, as Elwyn spots that, you see a similar group.
Oh shit!
Just down to the other side, sort of pincering you almost on the either side. And we will roll for initiative.
Arthur can turn undead, can't he, guys?
Yes, he can.
That's probably good. It's not as shit at initiative as as Carl. Who's the hell is Bodak? Oh. Ooh, he's got a name.
Let me just double check how that works. Yeah, cool. Yes, so this creature here, as you sort of turn round, Elwyn, and you sort of look in both directions at these groups, as you sort of turn down to the south, this one here, as soon as you sort of turn around and look in this direction, this one here just looks straight back at you, and almost as soon as you make eye contact, it's almost like just the darkness, almost the nothingness of its eyes, just sort of draw your attention in immediately and just pull at you. It will get you to make a Constitution save. Nice. You don't care.
Elwyn's been possessed by better than that.
Yeah, you feel it, Elwyn. As you meet its gaze, it just stares back, and you can almost feel immediately, almost it just sort of, almost if it's trying to almost if some of your life force just gets pulled out and just into the dark nothingness of its eyes. But you resist as best you can, taking 9 necrotic damage. And that would be its turn. This ghoul here just immediately breaks out from the pack around it, dashes forwards towards Artur, and just swings some claws at Artur. Which is a miss. John, it's your turn. Before you do anything, I'll just double check one thing. Yeah, as your turn begins, John, you sort of you look around. Artur may have power. That's good. There are what looks like ghasts and ghouls in with this group, and then there are these two creatures listed on the map as Bodaks. Anytime you look in their direction, you just feel almost like a magnetism to their gaze. If you look in their direction on your turn, you will have to make a Constitution saving throw. Alternatively, you can divert your gaze away from them, but any attacks made in their direction will be at disadvantage if so.
Ooh.
I have a really hard time placing this template because I'm on my laptop.
That's cool. I can.
How many? Can I get like 4 of them? It's not quite those 4, but I think I probably can get 4 of them.
Yeah, I'm sure you can. Yeah.
Or 3 of them, whatever. Let's just put it down there. You can figure out what I've got. Shoot. I will if that is egg that line. So I guess it's in line. The Bodak Eagle is at the back. If that counts as just looking in this direction, then I'll take the Constitution saving throw.
That's cool. You're good. Alright, let's do that. Let's roll their saves. 1 passes and 3 fails. Cool. So they go through. And you are fine on that Constitution save. You are not close enough for its magnetism to quite pull at you, it seems. So yeah, two of the ghouls at the back of that group immediately just drop down as that lightning bolt just bursts out through them. The other two take pretty heavy damage as well. Is there anything else you want to do, John?
No. So Aaron looks quite young, maybe 20-ish in human years. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah. So 20.
And how does she hold herself?
Um,
Is she quite well dressed? Is she confident looking? Is she attractive?
that's obviously subjective. She's slightly smaller than the average elf. She's slight, but she moves confidently.
Okay,
I would say
cool.
she doesn't look. She currently doesn't look phased.
I will stay by her side anyway.
Cool.
Yes, it.
Okay. Cool. That creature that's just been stood sort of pointing in Aaron's direction.
Yep.
As this all now begins to kick off a sudden, that hand it had pointed out in your direction, it pulls it back and then thrusts forward, going to cast a spell.
Oh well, as you're going to do that, I will hit it with a counterspell.
This is low enough that you can identify the spell if it helps you.
Oh, even better. Yeah, that helps.
Low enough level. It is casting a scorching ray.
Oh, that's low enough that I think I might. No, I will let that go.
Yeah.
I'm scorching ray at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, sends out scorching ray towards you, Aaron.
They didn't cover this at Wizard School. Yeah.
Yeah. First one misses. There are 3 beams come with scorching.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I would have thought she'd get a hit. I will shield. Ooh. Okay. What happens when you cast shield at higher levels?
Nothing. I
Nothing?
don't think.
No. I will cast it at first level then.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything about casting shield. Yeah, it's just that you can use higher slots if you need them.
The fuck has happened here?
Hello.
Oh, hurrah!
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh. It's still giving me. Have I cast shield yet? No.
No, I think it may have run out of time. That's fine.
All right. I'll click cancel.
All good.
That's third a hit.
Yeah.
Oh, there goes my shield. And I'm going to at the same time trigger my arcane ward.
Yeah. Hi Jake, we'll catch you up in a sec.
And I believe I don't. Does the arcane ward automatically get its hit points added to it?
Yeah.
I believe it should have. It should now have, I believe, 2 hit points in it.
Yeah, cool. And then it sends out that last scorching ray.
Mm-hmm. And it now has no hit points in it.
It should have plenty though, right?
I think it only charges from spell levels.
I see. Right, yeah.
There's a very cheaty thing that I could do in the morning to load it up to max, but it feels cheaty, so I wanted to discuss it with you.
Fair, okay. So sends out those 3 scorching rays out in your direction. The arcane ward taking the brunt of that. And yeah, it just stays stood in that same position, unmoving. It is a ghast turn. I suppose we can very briefly catch Jake up. party arrived at a temple very early evening, sort of towards the last light. Inside of the temple, John was able to recognize a teleportation circle, some runes in the floor. The teleportation circle then activated, and a female elf teleported and introduced herself as Erend from... she's one of the Order of the Magi from Abahan. Abahan is concerned with what is going on since you took the ring, and what the potential ramifications of whatever is occurring may be. So Erend has come to aid your group in any way possible, essentially, in whatever way I guess the group sees fit.
Yeah, any way possible that doesn't involve Aberhand actually taking it over for you.
Yeah,
I don't trust her.
So her voice is very similar to Phil's, if that helps in any way.
I trust her now.
And you probably do trust her because she is also a follower of Lathander.
Oh, what? What a
Yeah, and in
legend.
fact, she addressed you as a lord, I think, and bowed.
As Big Dog Arthur.
Yeah, and she's that's I believe your official name. She has a symbol of Lathander on her tunic.
Oh, I'm annoyed I missed that now. That's cool.
Then this creature at the far end of the temple from where your party is slowly walked up the steps and kind of confronted the group, and then there was an ambush by these ghasts and ghouls, which brings
How
us to
ghastly.
where we are now. This ghast here is going to take its turn. And just dashes forward alongside that ghoul and just takes a claw attack at Arthur. And that is a miss. Cool. Oh yeah, there are these two creatures, Bodaks, as well. They have these like deathly gazes. If you look in their direction at all at the start of your turn, there is a Constitution save you have to make. You can avert your eyes from them, but if you do so, attacking them gives you disadvantage. Yes. Right. Let's do that. Yeah, this one here. As Arthur has that ghoul and the ghast running down towards him, this Bodak here just looks down in your direction, and again, as those claws of that ghoul and the ghast sort of bounce off your armor, you spot the Bodak looking at you, and the dark, just sunken blackness of its eyes just almost magnetize your look towards it, and then almost like you can just feel a part of your sort of life force being pulled out towards it. Can you make a Constitution save for me?
It's alright.
Nice. A massive 6 necrotic damage to you.
Oh yeah, because I half it again, don't I?
And
Let's go kill this guy.
Yeah, cool. Nyx, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I don't know. What were the things that you can't look at?
These ones here, Bodaks, are 2 of them.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Seems to be only if you're in with a certain distance, though. You can look in its direction currently. Fine, Nyx.
Oh, I haven't. Wait, do I have to attune to the Oh, okay, never mind. Can't use the trident, so that kind of ruined my whole thing. But I'll just shoot this thing then.
You could use it as a standard weapon, but to use the magic, yeah, you'd have to be attuned, yeah. Which we're not currently.
I'll shoot the Bodak.
Okay.
And I can make myself sort of useful.
Nice. Yeah, you hit it. Takes 5 piercing damage.
5? Oh.
5.
Oh. Oh wait, yeah, I forgot I can't do misfires anymore because I have a new improved gun.
Yeah, thanks, John.
Yep. Thank you.
Anything else you'd like to do next?
Nah.
Okie dokie. At the end of your turn, Nix, you take 5 necrotic damage.
Ouch.
This ghast here dashes down like the rest of that sort of group around it, and again just sort of gathers with those other ones around after it and just starts swinging these claws at it.
Yeah, boy.
Blink.
Blink, flank, flonk. I'm a tin can.
This ghoul runs up, jumps over this small bit of what's left of this sort of wall here. Jumps over. As it jumps over Elwyn, just lets out this scream and sort of squealing noise as it jumps over, just swings some claws towards you wildly. Doesn't matter. You see it coming, you can just bat it away. There's another ghoul here. This one dashes down to here and will also take a claw attack.
Clink, clank.
Clink, clank. Errand, it is your turn.
Okay. Errand is looking over at the arcane guardian guy who threw some magic-y stuff at me, and I will throw some magic-y stuff back. In the form of a mind whip,
Nice.
which I'm actually no, I'll just cast it at 2nd level. Oh, type error, field data set is undefined.
Okay, one sec.
That happened when I clicked cast spell.
Everything looks right on Mind Whip.
I've targeted someone and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. One sec.
I can try again.
Magic, it worked for me. I'm not sure.
That worked. That was
a cool animation.
That was a cool animation. Wasn't.
Yeah, it fails.
Good.
Takes 8 damage from that.
Yeah, it's not really as much damage as I would have liked, but still, but it has limited its actions next time.
I think I'm back, by the way.
Aha.
Yeah, and having done that, I'm pretty much not going to move. I will just back up slightly next to Jean. And
it makes the choice on its turn, doesn't it? Yeah.
And that's it. I don't think I've got any other actions that I will want to take.
Okay. We've got another ghoul. This one dashes down to here and just swings a claw at John. These guys are terrible.
That's why there's lots of them.
Indeed. A ghast here just dashes up towards Elwyn. This one does get a flanking bonus.
I was going to fireball them when they're all together, but now that looks
Yeah,
like
do it. Why not?
well.
Even that
Ten.
advantage doesn't help, apparently.
I can take it.
Then this one here dashes up to here and
Whoa.
swings at Errand.
No.
With a crit miss. These guys are awesome. Arthur, it's your turn.
Hi, that's me. These because obviously I missed a little bit. These creatures are we under the impression they're any form of like undead or anything? Or do I know anything about ghouls, ghasts?
Yeah, ghouls and ghasts are definitely undead.
You-
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to, for the first time in quite a while, use my like ult power of the devotee sensor and activate that.
Yeah.
So I mutter a term in celestial under my breath, and it kind of just lets out this kind of mist from the blade that just kind of fills like the area 10 feet around me. Beginning of each of my turns, me and any other creature in that area gain a d4 hit points.
Yep.
And then I'm going to hit some things. Which is bigger, a ghoul or a ghast?
A ghast is slightly larger, yeah.
Cool, I start hitting a ghast. That one will do. Oh, maybe not. Oh, maybe. Yeah, why not? Go for a smite.
Nice.
Near death. Shall I leave that for someone else? You'll get that right, Elwyn. It's fine.
Oh yeah, yeah. I went and got the other two as well.
Take one swing at the other one as well. That's not going to hit, is it?
It does not.
That's me done.
Nice. Okay. Let me just check one thing. Yeah, at the end of your turn, you take 5 necrotic damage.
5?
You are resistant to necrotic damage, aren't you?
I am.
Nice. Take 2. Elwyn, it is your turn. You've got plenty of targets around you, it seems.
Yeah, but unlike what Artir just thought I was going to do, I'm not going to do that.
You're going to run away, aren't you?
Yeah, Alwyn, as a character, does not like this situation. I am now going to speak to Sam about how I can move, because I seem a bit stuck. But I'm doing Zephyr Strike on myself.
Yep.
I think. Yep. I can move here, correct?
Yeah, it's all good.
In here, yeah?
Yeah.
So that's 10, 20. Which more do I get? 20, 30, 35. Another 15. Can I take a shot and then do more movement or not?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna shoot this guy and it's at advantage.
In which case it becomes normal because you can't. These are the ones that you can't look at.
Cool.
That is a miss.
And again.
Do you only get advantage on one of those?
Yeah.
Cool. That second attack should have been a disadvantage then. Do you want to roll a d20 for me, quick? Yeah, you're good. That still hits. 23 damage goes through on that one.
10, 20. So I'm just working out how much more movement I've got. I've done some weird movement here.
You should have 60 feet in total, right? I think
65.
65. Yeah.
Alright.
That'd be there. Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
Oh, actually, can I move to that spot instead?
Yeah, totally. That's all good.
Cool.
The end of your turn, you take 5 necrotic damage. Cool. This Bodak here will. This is the one you hit, wasn't it? Yeah. It takes a couple of steps forward, actually, just towards that main group in the middle. Then, as it does, just looks over in your direction, Nyx. And again, just like those previous ones, it just sort of, as soon as it looks in your direction, you can almost just feel it, almost like it's just the magnetism of that darkness of its eyes just pulling life force out of you. I'll get you to make a Constitution save. Nice, that is a success. Why did you roll 2 dice there?
I don't know. I can roll again if you want me to.
No, it's cool. It's cool. It's all good. I'm pretty sure you were fine on either anyway. It really doesn't like your rolls. Anytime you roll stuff just seems to slow down. Yeah, you just take 13 necrotic damage. And that is all. Yeah. Cool. This ghoul alongside you, Arthur, just swings the claws up at you again. Misses.
Do I have more than 20?
No,
Oh yeah, I have a bloody 2, aren't I? Fucking hell. I thought it was 20.
That's only 10 more than my current armor class.
Uh.
Yeah, someone didn't prepare mage armor.
Rookie mistake.
John, yeah, you've got a choice again of diverting your eyes from the Bodak or taking a con save. Assuming your internet hasn't stopped you from being here again, I'm not sure.
There's only one Bodak, right? So if I look at these, there's one up there as well.
Yeah,
But if I look straight ahead, is
yeah, that's fine in that case. Yes, absolutely.
yeah, cool. I'm gonna fire a lightning bolt straight ahead.
Yeah.
I'd say if Nyx just like runs out of this group, I'm perfectly happy being fireballed. I'll just put that out there. I have no issue with that.
Ooh, look at them dice.
That's a lot of dice.
I don't know why I rolled so many dice.
That's
Yeah,
you
I'm not
also
sure why that
rolled
happened.
12 d10s.
That was a
Didn't
lot.
this happen before when we did an
Do
attack
anything on
from?
purpose.
No, this happened before when we were controlling John, didn't it? He just randomly
did,
rolled
I can't
like
remember
12
why.
d10.
Yeah.
That's like a d10 per level or something.
It's all good.
I think you have to honour it.
Obviously, the guy next to me doesn't actually get hit the lightning bolt. It's just I couldn't place it in the center.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so those guys fail. That is way too much damage, but the actual right amount of damage still would have been enough to get rid of those guys, to be fair. Yeah,
And that's it.
you lightning through them, nice. Cool, so this guy has a choice to make. He can take one action, one move action, one bonus, so yeah, that's fine. He's just going to take an action. And he is going to, I think, do that. Oh, maybe not. It's not great, is it? range is a thing. In that case, he will... Oh, you sneaky buggers. You got some range on him, haven't you? Guess he chooses that.
This feels like it was worth casting Mind Sliver.
Yeah, he'll take one action and cast Mage Armor on itself.
That's cool.
And that will be all of its turn, apparently.
Mind Sliver's very cool.
Cool. This Bodak here will take a couple of steps forward and then just looks down in Archer's direction. That withering gaze just comes through again.
Oh, hi.
Hi. Nice. 32 becomes 8. That will be it for him. Nix, it is your turn. Obviously, if you wish to shoot one of the Bodaks, you have to make a con save first. Otherwise, you have to look at one of these other creatures around you.
I'll just hit this ghoul next to me.
Yeah.
It's not rolled properly.
Yeah, I don't know. Anytime you roll dice, it just seems to be really slow to react. I'm not sure why. It's all good though. Yeah, 8 damage goes through.
Okay, I'll just do it again.
Cool.
Oh, that misses.
Oh, wow. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
No.
Okay. This ghast alongside you, as you turn around and attack that ghoul, this one here will just swing its claws at you, Nix. Which is a hit. Make a con save, please.
Ooh.
Nice. Yeah, you take seven slashing damage. But you do not become paralysed. And the ghoul on the other side of it just does the same thing. It just swings at you as well. It's also a hit. And another con save for you. Nice.
Oh, you've got a really good con save, haven't you?
Also, I forgot at the end of your turn, Nix, you should have taken 5 necrotic damage. There you go. Errand is your turn.
Errand. Right. I am going to overreact very slightly and cast Sunbeam.
Nice.
By clicking that button. I don't think I need to target anyone before I cast it. Oh, I get to place that. Oh, luckily I didn't actually check the range before I did it. I will drop it down there.
Nice. Yeah, it makes a con save. Fails.
Okay, I think it should have, if it's undead as well, it should have been at disadvantage, although it failed, so that's the important thing.
Yes.
And he's blinded.
He is. Takes
Lovely.
31 damage and becomes blinded.
That was good. And I believe I now have a 60-foot beam of light shooting out of my hand.
Nice.
For the next minute.
As you do.
Basically a large lightsaber. with that running,
Yeah.
I don't actually. Is it concentration?
It
Yes,
is.
it is.
Yeah.
It is concentration. Am I able to use my telekinesis ability? It's a bonus action. It doesn't
Yeah.
specifically say it's a spell.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's all good.
In which case, I will target this injured ghast next to me.
Yep.
And I'm going to attempt to push it back 5 feet. It's not really going to do a lot, but it moves it away from me.
Sure.
With I don't know if I've actually got a. I don't know if I click the button whether anything will happen.
Should do. I think it's on your under
Yeah.
weapons.
Ooh.
In your inventory is a shove option.
That's what I want.
Kinetic shove.
Sorry. Telekinetic weapons. Cloak of displacement. In my inventory?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Got it. Sorry, it's taking ages.
It's all good.
Telekinetic shove.
Yeah.
Lovely. And at the same time, I will then move to there.
Nice. Cool. Okay, this ghast here. Jump up and join this little pylon up here. Swing some claws. Hit Archer.
What?
What?
You can't do that. That's illegal.
12 slashing damage.
Fine.
This ghast here, I think will jump up towards John. Misses. Archer, your turn.
I'm pissed. Start on my turn, everything within 10 feet of me is going to regain D4 hit points.
Is that everything?
It is.
It is, yeah, that's cool. Okay. Right, okay. In that case...
You and any other creatures in the incense each regain 1d4 hit points.
Cool. Do you want to roll 4d4s for me? I'll take Ghast, you, Ghast, Nyx.
Oh. Ghast 2, me 1. Ghast 2, Nyx 3. I'll take my 1 hit point from that. Whatever.
Cool.
Then I'm going to try and stab this thing in front of me, I guess.
Sure.
Oh, it's not great. Oh, it does hit, though.
It's enough.
No smite for me. It looks pretty unfortunately hurt. And I'll do it again. I just stabbed through the first one, then I'm just going to flip the blade in my hand and just stick it straight backwards to see if I can get the second one. I cannot.
Showing off.
This is what I get. There's someone else here with the Fanda symbol, and I'm like, I've got to be flashy, you know. Trying to think if there was any bonus action I was going to do. I don't think there is. No, I think I'm good.
Okay. The end of your turn. You take 10 necrotic damage, which becomes 5.
I'm going to assume that's because I'm within 30 feet of 2 of these guys.
That looks reasonable. Elwyn, it is your turn.
Before I move or do anything, how high is this ledge? Is this a ledge in front of me? Because I see stairs this side.
It's only a couple of feet. You're fine.
Cool. And I know this is really awkward, but I'm gonna do pass without a trace on myself again.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
He's
It
just
should be
running away.
should be able to do it at level 1, but it didn't let me there. Oh no, it's level 2 spell. Ignore me. And I'm gonna what I want to try and do. I don't seem to have my manacles on me, but I want to try and I don't know if you want me to hold my action for the next go as well. But I want to try and tie him up.
Have you got anything to tie him up with?
Rope.
Oh, we'll try and tie him up some rope. Okay.
Yes.
That's cool. We can try and do that. He is blind at the minute, so I guess let's do.
Pass without a trace is an action, by the way.
I
Oh,
thought it was
that
a
is
bonus
true.
action.
Yeah, that is very true.
It's an action spell.
In which case, yeah, if you want to try and tie.
Oh,
you have to do it
I
next turn.
picked the wrong spell. I'm sorry. I was meant to do Zephyr Strike.
Okay, right, same as last time. Yeah, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah, that was the movement. I pressed the wrong spell.
Yeah. Cool.
If that makes it seem better, because I would have got there without pass without trace.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
I didn't have the movement.
You need the extra move, don't you? Yeah.
That's why I tried getting there.
Okay, let's do your strength, your dex, sorry, versus his strength. He's got disadvantage because he is blinded. Yeah. You can tie him up. He is restrained. Anything else you wanted to do, Elwyn?
I'm pretty sure I'm going to try and stay on top of him. I don't know if it's movement, but I'm going to try and be stood on. Oh no, he's still stood up, isn't he? Right?
He is,
I've just
yeah.
tied him up.
Yeah.
Yep. Then I will just be stood there behind him, sort of thing.
Okay.
Can I make sure I'm stood behind his back?
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
I don't know if it'd be me moving, say, more like there. But I'd be having his back, so he's facing in front of me.
Cool. That seems fine. Right, this Bodak here is going to. Yeah, stare over at you, Nyx. And again, as it meets your gaze, just starts drawing the life out of you. Can I get a con save from you? Nice. 12 necrotic damage for you, Nyx. John, it is your turn.
Yeah, I'm going to choose this Bodak here, and I will just stare straight at him as I fire a light launcher at him.
Get a con save from you.
Oh, bloody hell.
What on earth is going on with John? This is what. Okay, I thought I'd figured out what was happening last time, but obviously not.
Yeah.
I save. Do I get disadvantage anyway or not? I think it rolled a disadvantage, but I thought this is something other reason I got disadvantage on him.
Hang on. Oh, because you've got a ghast next to you.
Oh, right, you noticed I had a ghast next to me. That's fine. I probably would have done the ghast, but it's okay. I'll just do that.
Kill the Bodak better.
Hang on, what just happened? Something's gone really weird here.
Everything's happening twice.
Yeah.
It looks like.
I personally blame Cormac.
Have we still got
I
control
can
of
see.
John?
I can see what's happened here. It's because the attack rolls resolved at the same time as that con save. I think is why everything's gone through twice. 1 sec. Hang on, I can rewind this properly. So
As long as the Bodak stays dead, we don't mind.
Should have been that. should have been that. Should have been 6, right? Yeah, unfortunately the Bodak is definitely not dead, because that was way more damage than it should have been.
Shame. I did try to do my extra D6 lightning launcher thing, but it didn't seem to work.
Right, hang on. So the actual damage should have been it's +5, isn't it? So 8. Cool. So it does hit. You pass your save, so you don't take any damage.
And I've got an extra attack. I think,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So I'll do it again.
Okay.
Probably misses.
Still
Oh, it
takes
doesn't.
all those fucking.
It's always 12d6, 12d10. So I don't know what's going on now. I
Yeah.
might refresh a second.
No, I don't. It's not you. It's definitely not you. I've just no idea where the 12d10s are coming from.
Oh, yeah. That's it anyway. I'm done. Actually, yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
Cool. Cool. That's it for you. I've no idea where that bonus is coming from at all. Right. That Arcane Guardian. The end of your turn, you're taking 10 necrotic damage. Right. The Arcane Guardian is tied up. He is going to. I think he probably does that. Yeah, he's going to take an action on his turn to turn incorporeal.
Fuck's sake.
As he does, those ropes you tied around him, Elwyn, just drop down to the ground. And then he just steps. He just turns. As he does, he turns and looks towards you, Elwyn. And as he looks in your direction, you get quite a good look at him up close for the first time. You can see there is behind that sort of leather helm, leather mask. There's no sign of any eyes at all. There's just this dark hole where the eyes should be. He turns to you, and he says to you, "It is your second time on the land of the God of Kings, and it will be your last." As he does, he steps straight through you, Elwyn. Walks straight through you, and it's quite off-putting for just a moment. And then you turn just in time to see him swing his sword at you.
Oh no.
First one misses. And second one misses, thanks to his blindness.
That didn't go as planned.
And then as he takes the second swing at you, you just see his body comes back to like this physical form. It is this Bodak's turn. This Bodak just stares down in your direction, Arthur, with a withering gaze.
Again with these gazes, man.
They're probably not intelligent enough to recognise when someone's resistant to it.
It's very hard to gaze at someone who's you can't see his eyes.
That is very true. Nix, it is your turn.
I'll hit this ghast.
Nice. You kill a ghast.
Okay, then I'll hit this other thing.
Sure. Don't kill that other thing. You do hit that other thing.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to do next?
No.
Okay. You do take 10 necrotic damage at the end of your turn. And that same ghoul that used attack just turns back and swings its claws at you in return. That is a big
Misfire.
Errand.
I will step out from there. Oh, no, I won't. Not if I don't select move. Oh, Elwyn.
I stepped behind him. It's not my fault he stepped through me.
25. Oh, actually, there's a wall there, isn't there? So I get to there. Okay, I'm going to sprint along that way.
Yeah.
And then 30 feet, I only get to there. Right, from there, I don't think I can hit him with a sunbeam without hitting Elwyn. So I will, I believe I can use a bonus action like Misty Step.
Yeah.
Without losing my concentration.
Yeah, as long as it's not a concentration spell, then you are fine.
So I will now Misty Step. And then I'll go below it, behind it. Just go up above, over there. Right. It's actually giving me 4 squares, so I'm not exactly sure which square I'm going to appear in.
Amazing.
Oh no, it is the right one. It is the one I wanted. Lovely. I'll appear there, and then I'm going to hit it with the sunbeam.
Cool.
Is there anything I need to do that?
Should just be able to cast it and just do it without using a.
Okay. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Don't use a slot. Yeah.
So, already concentrating on sunbeam, end concentration and continue. I'll say yes because I'm doing it again, and then I'm going to don't consume a spell slot. Oh, and how do I rotate the line?
Mouse wheel if you've got one.
Yeah.
Tremendous.
Beautiful.
That should be a disadvantage for him, but it doesn't matter with a 1. Yeah, he is blinded again and takes 36 damage.
And that's me done.
Okay.
Done.
This ghast here, we'll just take a swing at John. And that does not matter. That's a terrible roll. Arthur. 2
That's me.
1 for you and then 1 for Nix.
Yeah, and this guy, right?
Oh, is it 10 feet? Yeah.
It's
right.
10 feet, yeah. Me, Nix, Ghoul.
Indeed.
Great. Nix gets 3 again. Right, so I'm under the impression that if I look at these things, something bad might happen.
Yes, if you choose to look at them on your turn, you have to make a con save, and then you also any attacks against them are done at this is either normal or you can close your eyes, but then you get disadvantage.
But I'm not under any idea of what that con save may be like preventing.
No, there's been damage so far from people that have done it, but that's it. There's been no other effects that you've seen.
Fuck that. I don't even care. I just run it and I'm going to attack him.
Cool. Open, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Let me do this first then.
That feels bad.
Not when
I don't
I
like the name of that.
3d10 and rolled 4.
I finally failed a con save.
Well, it was a 1, a 1, and a 2 for my 3d10.
5 or more. The creature is reduced to 0 hit points. Unless it is immune to the frightened condition.
Are you immune to frightened?
I believe that's one of my auras.
You are.
Aura
yeah.
of courage.
Yeah.
Me and friendly creatures are immune to it. Can't be frightened whilst I'm conscious.
That's good.
Yeah, because that was a fail by 5, right?
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna smack
Attacks with
him or something.
disadvantage, yeah. No, sorry.
No, I'm not
Keep your
converting
eyes
gamma
open,
gaze, right?
yeah.
And before I do anything, before I actually attack it, I am going to. I literally can't find the. Oh, well, that's because I scrolled down. I'm going to go for the old vow of enmity to get advantage on my attacks against this guy.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to try and attack him.
Nice.
A second level smite. Oh, well, that was a useful vow of enmity, wasn't it? How far do I move? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Welcome to my aura of delightfulness. I smack this guy.
Yeah. There's a dead
Love that.
blast.
Nearly did as much damage with the first level smite. Whatever. That's all I can do.
Okay.
I take damage at the end of my turn, right?
You do 2 necrotic damage. Owen.
I'll just move back there. I'm gonna cast a spell. I'm gonna do hold person.
Cool. Nice. He succeeds.
Damn it. I'm gonna use the rest of my movement and hide around the corner.
Fair
I don't like him walking through me. That didn't feel nice.
It's no big deal. Right, this Bodak here. Yeah, you're closest, Nyx. So yeah, this one here just looks over in your direction and does a withering gaze on you again. You can make another con save for me.
Poor Nyx.
Nice. It's 14 damage to you, Nyx. And then it is John's turn. And I've looked through every effect I can see on John, and none of them seem to be adding D10s, so I've no idea what that is about.
Sorry,
That's right.
it's literally isn't back.
All good, dude.
It's been playing up all evening, but occasionally it keeps dropping a little bit, and then like fully dropping. Otherwise, it just goes robot voice for a little while.
Nice.
Since that worked so well last time, I'm going to go for the other guy. Hubris. Obviously, I'm looking straight at him.
Okay, cool. Let me just do that first then.
I can't take the con save. Boo.
Ooh. Yeah. So so that's fail. So you take some psychic damage, and then your actual attack should have been for
6.
6
Plus,
plus 1d6, right? As well.
Is it? Yeah, it's once a round, right? So I'm
Yeah.
definitely use it.
Roll up one on that quick, yeah.
It didn't pop up for some reason. Oh, 6, nice.
Yeah, I think I turned off what I was trying to work out where that bonus was coming from.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Cool. So it's actually 12 goes through on that.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then I'll. Can I do it again, even though I got hit with the con damage?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I assume it's just damage I took. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no other. Cool. Yeah. One second. I need to retarget. I think. Cool. Yeah. Do that. There you go. That definitely hit. It's quite fun to have to hit the button to see how much damage I actually did.
Yeah.
It was 10 damage this time.
Yeah. I have no idea where those dice are coming from. I cannot find anything on your sheet that's giving you extra dice. So bizarre.
What's the D10 roll? So could it be lightning bolt? No, that's D6s.
Yeah.
Can I search D10?
No, I don't think there is a way to do that.
No, you can't do that. No.
The obvious thing would be like an effect on you, but you haven't got any effects that give you damage bonuses. It's bizarre.
Well, also, what would give me that such a big bonus? I don't know.
Yeah.
I know it's happened before when like I've opened the character sheet, tried to do something, and then not cast a spell, and then the next time I've gone to cast a spell, it's done it. But usually it does it once. But if I say I load up lightning bolt, didn't put place template, cancel it, and then didn't cast a spell, then next time it rolled lightning bolt damage. But that's just.
I'll make it my mission to figure this out for next time.
Yeah, it's super weird. Anyway, nothing else for me.
Cool. 5 necrotic damage at the end of the turn, and then this blinded guy is going to. Yeah. Yeah, he is going to. He just looks genuinely in your direction as he can see this. He can see the sort of the beam of the sun like coming from you, even if he can't see you directly. And he is going to cast a 3rd level spell in your direction. He's going to cast Fear.
I will counterspell it.
Yeah.
Because again, I've not done that before. Character sheet is disappeared.
Yeah, it's all good. Cool. So he does that. Still takes it.
You must target a token before.
Cool. And that will be that.
It came up with a data set undefined again.
Don't worry about that. I will sort it out. I sorted your character out in a bit of a rush. I've just taken your counter spell slot.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, and that will be it for his turn then, because he is blinded. Nyx, it is your turn. Cormac?
Yeah.
I like that John fixed your gun last session. Now you're just insisting using the cane sword anyway.
I was
Okay,
far
there
away.
we go.
Still misses.
Here's a miss.
Would a 3 have misfired before?
No, it was a 1 or 2, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, Nyx.
I think maybe just check whether John maybe adjusted the aim slightly.
Yeah. Anything else you want to do next?
Nah.
Okay. It's 5 necrotic damage at the end of your turn. You are hanging on. This ghoul can sense blood. with a crit hit, apparently. You can make a con save for me next, but I don't think it's going to matter. Yeah, you pass the con save, but it is enough to knock you unconscious. Yeah, the ghoul slashes at you, Nix, as those two shots just dart over both of its shoulders. As it does, just slashes at you and screams out, and you drop unconscious. Errand.
Oh, right. In which case, yeah, I'm going to hit it with another sunbeam.
Yeah.
Don't continue spell slot. Cast spell. Spin it round.
Nice. Yeah,
I'm still
18
not
that
dead.
time.
That's
Doesn't get blinded this time.
frustrating. And I shall demonstrate how frustrated I am by running away. To there.
Nice.
30 feet to there. Yep. And that will do.
Arthur.
Where's Arthur gone?
Is he had a power cut again?
His mouse is moving.
Oh, he's muted. He's muted.
Oh, he's shouting it.
Sorry, I'm trying to fix a broken Xbox at the same time that a power cut seems to have tanked. Which is great. What can I hit? Oh, that thing there that's...
Oh, healing for
Oh.
you, John, and that ghoul as well, right? So, John, you.
Yeah.
And the ghoul?
Sure. See if I can get myself another one. Yep, there we go. Let's smack this thing. Oh, okay. That says you're not dead. And then...
You attacking this thing, yeah?
Yep.
So get its death gaze off.
Ooh.
Well, that's unfair, isn't it? Because on my screen it's balanced between a 2 and a 20.
I mean, it's lucky that apparently you are immune to frighten, because that was twice, right?
Correct, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, the damage goes through, but you get to continue.
Yeah, cool. I smack it.
Oh.
Nice.
I smack it. I'm not gonna... Yeah. And then I'll move, like, to here.
Yeah.
Keep these guys in my aura.
Nice. Owen.
Owen is gonna move here. And again, I'm going to attempt to hold person.
Okay. Nice. Fails that time.
Yay.
It is paralyzed. Any bonus actions or anything for you?
No. Oh. Yes. Oh no.
Yes. No. Oh no.
I've obviously not been paying attention to what's been going on behind me. But obviously I can see someone's a bit unconscious right now.
Yes. Nix is unconscious.
But I've already cast a spell, so I can't cast anymore.
Indeed. That sounds like a Nick's problem.
Yeah. I'm just going to kind of walk slowly and go, I've got a few things to speak to you about, and that'll be my end of my go.
Yeah. That's cool. John.
Right. Yeah. So, what's alive over here? There's nothing left, is there?
The only thing left now is that Arcane Guardian, which is currently paralysed.
Yeah, cool. So, ooh. I'll waddle over to our friend Nick's. So I'm struggling to walk for some reason. Why can't I move? Anyway, yeah, thank you. I don't know why I couldn't do that. I don't know, something weird. Anyway, and I'll cast Kill Wound.
Nice, yeah.
Just a little level 1 just to sort of stabilize, and then
Okay, that's pretty good.
5, 10, 15, 20. No, I have to go 10 foot to like here.
Yeah.
And that's it, I'm done.
Nice. Cool. On this Arcane Guardian's turn, it is paralysed, but it can make a... Was it another Wisdom save, isn't it?
Yeah.
DC 15?
Ugh.
That is enough to break out of the paralyze, but is that an action still, or is it just end of turn? I can't remember with paralyze.
End of turn, I
End of
believe.
turn, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. Cool, cool, cool. In which case, Nix, you are conscious again. Hang on. There we go, lovely. What would you like to do, Mr. Nix?
Can I heal at all? Is there any way I can heal?
If you've got
Oh, wait,
potions
never mind.
on you.
No. I'm gonna go and like walk up here.
Yeah.
And then, oh, I can't shoot. Never mind. I'll reload.
Cool. You've still got one attack left, right?
No, I thought that was an action to reload, right?
You can use one of your attacks to reload.
Can I?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's apparently not worked. Oh.
You haven't run out of bullets again, have you?
No, it said that the macro couldn't run.
There you go, it's worked now.
You.
That's a hit. 2 damage.
Okay.
Errand.
I will come running back to there. Oh, he hasn't moved. That's handy.
Paralysed.
In fact, don't really need to move far at all. Diagonal from there, and I'm going to hit him with another sunbeam.
Yeah. Nice, that is big damage. Yeah, let go of that sunbeam again. This
Phew.
time, the just that radiant damage is enough. And as it just burns away at this creature, you just hear it screams out in pain, and then just almost above the pain, screams out of its voice and just shouts, and just tells you, "It's too late. The god of kings will be risen again, and all will be under his glory. Glory to Harathos." And then he just burns up and drops down to the ground.
And you just see an annoyed Alwyn saying, "We needed him alive."
I think alive was already too late for that one.
Yeah, but he had information we needed.
I think he told us all he was going to.
You are alone again in this quiet, this rundown temple as the rain drops down. And you have a new friend, apparently. Is there anything anybody wants to do in the immediate aftermath of this?
No. Burn those creatures off.
Aaron,
Yeah.
did you know what this place was when you came here? Like, obviously, there's the teleportation stuff. I didn't know put it here. Was this, do you know this was a temple of Arathos?
I don't think this is a Temple of Harathos. Looking around at it, is it a Temple of Harathos?
Doesn't look like it at all. Kind of hard to. There's enough age and weathering in this place. It's kind of hard to get a feel for precisely what it was. But no, you know it was a temple of worship. But you're based on what knowledge you do have of this location and where the teleportation circle was. It was a temple to the gods, but more generic than rather any specific god.
New gods rather than the old gods.
Um,
Is it pre? Is it post?
probably old gods, if anything. Yeah.
Sam,
Yeah.
you're being called by Mum.
Okay. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm back in a sec.
Yeah. So this was a temple of the old gods. We had its location recorded. It was one of the only circles that we know of on the islands.
Oh, right, yeah, I suppose that makes sense. There's probably not very much civilization around here.
No,
Not that I've been around here before, but I think
not
old Alwyn over there has. He's been there a few times, I think, or something.
Have you been here before, Adar?
Hadar?
It's Elven for father.
I have to ask Sam if I've been in this specific spot, but I think like I have.
You've been on the island, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't say I know it like the back of my hand.
Erin's going to spend checking her book a minute, or spend a couple of minutes studying and recording the runes on here. Which should mean that I would be able to return to it. Jake, while we're waiting, you there? Yeah.
Sorry,
Oh,
I
yeah,
was put my plate away. What's up?
I was going to ask you whether cantrips don't count towards prepared spells, do they?
Correct.
And prepared spells is your level plus your
Level plus
intelligence modifier.
intelligence modifier.
So I should be able to prepare 17.
I think that's right for wizard. It's level plus
Yeah.
intelligence
Yeah,
modifier.
that's
it'll
what I keep reading.
it'll say on your spellcasting feat.
Yeah, I currently only have 14, but
Yeah, I assume you're at 20 for your intelligence, aren't you?
Yeah.
I had a question for you, Phil.
hmm
Just a permanent change or just a temporary one?
there's no sign of Carl coming back, so I don't think from what so yeah.
Cool. Just wondered.
Yeah, no, because I wasn't expecting the Carl and Z thing from the last week, so that threw me off slightly. I was all prepared. But yeah, from what Sam said, there's no current plan for Carl and Z to reappear. Although I wouldn't bet against it.
Do I know things? Oh. Oh, I'm telling you, it's going to be great. Z's going to fly back in riding a dragon turtle, and the world's going to be saved. He's going to have a little... And Carl is going to come back as well, but Carl's going to come back inhabiting the spirit of the dragon turtle.
Carl is pleased to see you. He's not going to let you ride him.
Where were we? Sorry.
We were in the evil place.
Yeah, we were just discussing.
Nice.
What was it we talked to when you were there? Oh, that that this. This was a temple of the gods that we found reference to in some books. I've studied the runes, or I will spend the time to study the runes, although I'm kind of assuming I must have studied them to get here. Although they may have sent me. Which, according to whatever the spell's called,
Teleportation circle
should allow me to come back here if we
So this on the floor here is a permanently inscribed teleportation circle, is it?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Where did these creatures come from? Were they following you?
I mean, I don't remember being followed.
I feel like the interaction we had with them, that they that this lives here,
Mm.
and I just want to have a look to see if there's any clues about on the body, if there's anything like notes or anything. But I'm gonna guess it's probably a no. What undead thing has notes?
Not bad. Yeah, you sort of rifle through this creature's crumpled body, quite heavily burnt from all that radiant sunlight damage. You don't find any notes, I'm afraid, but you find a few marks on the creature. Although this sort of like leather padded armor it's wearing is quite old and kind of worn. You can see it's quite finely made. It's like kind of held up relatively well. Looks like it certainly would have been quite expensive and well made, wherever it was originally sort of used and made. Underneath the armor itself, the body is it's kind of this like mix of like open flesh where you can see right through to the bone, and then where there is flesh built there, it's kind of it's almost like rotten, almost like it's just hanging off the bones. This looks like it's clearly undead. Looks like it has been undead for quite some time. There is quite notably, actually, Elwyn, you spot on one of its fingers, on the third finger, the middle finger of its left hand, there's a clear sort of indentation where a ring has been on that finger at some point. But there's no ring there now, but there clearly has been that one there, and judging from the sort of the way it's sort of kind of built into the flesh, it probably looks like there was a ring worn there for quite some time.
Really random here. Can I have a look at his leather-like armor?
Yeah, yeah.
I might take it.
While he's,
Sorry.
I was going to say, while he's doing that, can I ritually cast Detect Magic?
Yeah, definitely. That's all good. Go for it.
Am I correct in my character sheet that I'm not actually wearing any armor? And have I only just noticed? I've got a chain shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got a chain shirt currently. You could certainly take this armor, but it's quite heavily beaten up and sort of decayed. I mean, it looks like it's probably a few hundred years old, yeah, at least.
Well, you've got someone that can fix stuff up in the party, right?
Potentially. As you are paying some closer attention to the armor, you recognise you notice there is just below the left hand shoulder, there's actually what looks like some kind of almost like initialing sort of stitched into the leather. It looks like this has been sort of tailor made for the wearer.
So it's monogrammed. It's personalised.
Yes, yeah.
I wonder who this person was. Are there any stories about this that I can? What's me? Oh yeah. History is indeed something I am.
Can I ask Tor a question? So
You certainly can.
Can you speak to the dead? Is that a thing you can do?
It's not something I have in my repertoire, I don't believe, no.
Okay.
No particular sort of historical figure that jumps out necessarily, but sort of personalised monogrammed armour. There's certainly would be something of sort of nobles or possibly even like royal lineage.
I will pass that information on.
Mm.
I'm assuming I'm getting the same error when I try and cast Detect Magic, but
yeah, you get nothing. Yeah.
I'll ask good old Joanne if he can fix this armour up.
Well, I'm taking a look. Was it magic armor?
It is.
It's not
It's not magic, no.
No, it's just fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, some fancy looking armor.
You want me to make it so it fits you, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, let's see here then. Well, I'm afraid this person here was quite a lot smaller than you, or bigger, whichever one you choose. So I might need to take some material away or add some. I guess amending would do that.
Yeah, it could be done.
Not really. Or just some work. Yeah, I'll do some work. Like, I might take. I can't do it just now, but it might take me a little while. What I'll do is when we stop for camp or whatever, I'll do a bit of work on them. I might need to get you to sit for it. Try bits on pieces on. But yeah, this would help. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got loads of materials on where I was making myself some new armor, but I've just not got around to finishing it.
Well, tell you what. I'm not an armor. Well, I am an armor, I suppose. Yeah, that's literally my subclass. So if you want me to, I can have a look at that, and I can incorporate some of them bits and pieces into this one and make something real fancy if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll have a discussion about it over dinner.
Yeah.
Erend is stood next to Artir and sort of just looks over and says to him fairly quietly, "Dawnbringer, your squire seems to be particularly talented."
You?
I kind of as Aaron says that, I kind of look to try and see who they're referencing to as my squire.
It would be Jean.
I assume John. Not squire. We don't really work like that.
Yeah, I'm
Just-
sorry, miss. You're awfully mistaken. I ain't no one squire or nothing like that. I
Just
might be a
in
lowly.
But you maintain the Dawnbringer's armor, do you not?
No, I just fix whatever I can fix for anybody. Really, I fixed his gun the other day, and I fixed sort his armor out, and just what I do. Just like you, Al, you can do your magic. How we say, with your hand. Well, I suppose I do one with my hands as well. But you know what I mean. Wave your hands around, say some funny words, and magic comes out. Well, what I got to do is do my magic is fiddle with bits and pieces. Armor, boats, whatever it is, really. If you need something to fiddle with, and I fiddle with it.
We each serve in our own ways according to the way we're called. May the light shine on you.
how long have you been a follower of Lathander, if you don't mind me asking?
Since I was young.
It's delightful to meet another one such as enlightened as myself. Are you injured? Do you need healing?
I'm not injured.
Cool. Well, I guess I'll heal. I guess I'll heal Nyx a little bit, though that is absolutely the wrong button.
I just kind of want to see Nyx's face whilst you were just turning to her, saying like, "Are you injured?" And Nyx is just stood there like falling apart.
Yeah.
Nyx can have. I've accidentally already healed you for 1 point, so there you go. Have 29 more. Hopefully that works. No, that was 1 point.
Have 1.28 more times.
Oh my god. I will eventually one day work out how this thing works. I do this. How many points to use? 29. Heal. Lay on hands use blocked by pre-item roll macro. Well, do you know what? Fuck's sake, I've reduced it down to 30 hit points left. Can you give him some hit points?
Okay.
I tried to use the fancy button, it didn't work. I broke it, Sam, I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Is anyone else hurt that wants healing?
I'm a little bit hurt, but not too bad. I think actually Nyx and yourself is in the worst position I am.
Oh, I'm okay. There's a lot to me,
Yeah.
you got to remember. So even though I might look a bit roughed up, there's still a lot left to go.
Yeah, I suppose if one of your kobolds falls down, then the other two are still there, aren't they?
The redundancy.
Why, that's why there's 6 of us in the set of armor. Right?
Is that why your personality is different sometimes?
That's the one.
Cool. So, we are probably short of any kind of exciting cliffhanger ending, but it is almost bang on 10 o'clock, so that seems a pretty good place to pause stuff. I guess my only question, just to aid in whatever I am planning or whatever I'm putting together, is for, I guess, a general, it doesn't have to be itemized, but whatever you guys kind of want to turn your attentions currently,
What's
I
next?
guess. You've got the Uniter uniting, I guess, for lack of a better term, forces on the island of Blyburn. You have a ring in Griffinstill, in Austral still, that you know of. There is a ring somewhere with Kulga, somewhere on the Blacklands, presumably still. Although you seem to be
Carl's got
somewhat
that.
behind on trying to follow that at this point.
Carl's got that under control. It's fine.
There is still a ring somewhere unknown to. Well, there are 2 more rings somewhere unknown that you know of, their existence at least. Yeah.
Where is Blyburn?
Blyburn is to the northwest of where you are currently.
Between DeWalt and
Dwarf.
Dwarf, and Austral.
DeWalt's a drill manufacturer.
Oh yeah,
He's a drink.
yes, yeah, Dwarf. It's sort of not quite smack in the middle of the.
Yeah, I feel like I've not seen it before on the map, but
Yeah, no, I think it's always been there. It's kind of just down from pear trees, sort of. Well, quite a long way down from pear trees.
And how big is the how big is the population of this place?
Of Blyburn.
Yeah.
It is mostly unpopulated. It is it's kind of a bit of a magical wasteland following some of the older wars. It's pretty much uninhabited, more or less.
We've got a guy here that used to have a ring on his finger.
Yeah, looks like he used to wear.
I'm just looking at his map. It's this big one, big island that's part of Austria, right?
Yes, yeah. Yes, you guys are where roughly here is. And Blyburn is, that isle up to the sort of northwest. Obviously,
Cool.
if that is your plan,
Okay,
there is a question of how to get there. But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys can have a think about it. It doesn't have to be an answer for immediately now, but yeah.
Well,
I feel like this area's still got thing to explore. We've got this guy that had a ring on his finger. But I don't think there's many leads that could lead us to where it could be, though.
No, I don't think there is either. Unless, we have to have a look around this place, right? See if there's anything else going on here, anywhere we can kind of get in this place, because it might have secret underground passages. It might,
Yeah, I think we need to search here and find out if we find anything that could lead anywhere.
A door to the ethereal plane.
To get
and
slightly
then,
meta,
my head is
I get the
leaning
impression
towards
that-
Griffinstill.
I was about to say, to get the slightly meta, I get the impression that the Blacklands is not where it's at the campaign, and I feel like I want to go Griffinstill as well, actually. Because
My head is going Griffinstill.
My character doesn't want to go Griffinstill. That's why.
Right. I'm sure they'll be over it. They'll be over all the you being a fugitive thing now. It's fine.
Yeah, and Carl's not there, so there's only one of you. Just put a mask on. Just with Griffin's deal, we know the Uniter is not there, but also we're close enough to the Uniter that we should hopefully be able to get the ring before they do.
Mm.
Cool.
Will Griffin
Alright.
Steel hand it over to the?
Yeah, they'll just give it over, I'm sure.
Possibly,
Oh,
they could be quite evil.
I will ask very, very nicely.
If not slightly condescendingly.
That's what Archie does best.
What did the woman on the boat say about the? Did she say something about the staff of power? Staff of willing?
Love with it.
The Uniter claims to have it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The Uniter claims that they have it and will be using it to wage a war against the gods.
It's not good.
That's what's
I'm going to run, by the way, folks. Very sorry.
that,
I will. That's very,
That's
very
no
good
worries.
session, mate. But I'll catch you next week.
Yeah, cool. All right, dude.
Goodbye.
Sam.
Goodbye.
That see you later, Charlie. That is the remainder of my swords incense thing. By the way, it goes off for a full minute, so I guess anyone that I took a round off for us coming and standing next to each other, but I figure people might want healing.
That's fine. That's all good.
I mean, I definitely do.
Yeah, I don't.
I assume Nix does. I assume John does.
Yeah,
Might as well make the most of that, considering that's the second time I've ever used that thing. I wasn't sure if it was gonna. I didn't know how undead those things were. Sometimes undead can't be healed, but